do you appeal to a booker who has you currently as a host to get you to be a feature?
That's a great question. I think it lies in, I would do the approach of doing not two completely different sets, but like say you do all your A material on night one, maybe then just add a couple of new things, but make sure it's new things work.
Okay.
Like you don't want to like then like bring in a bunch of new stuff that's not working. You want to make sure, like, I'm sure you've heard this before. It's like if you're a host, you're asked to do 10 minutes, you should have like 20 to 30 minutes worth of material. That doesn't mean any material. It means like literally 3 different 10-minute sets that you could interchange.
Yeah.
Like you should have that like flexibility for you to jump that kind of stuff. And the more you show that you have more material, the more they're kind of like willing to give you more time.
Okay.
I know like with Helium, it's like I remember the first time I hosted for them, I think it was like a 7-minute set. And like that's like, and now it's like every time I host, it's like a 15-minute set. And then when they started featuring me, it was like a 20-minute set. And after the first time I did it, it was like, then everything was like 25. And it all depends on the headliner, what you want to do.
Okay.
But I think it's just showing them what you have, but not also like, I would say keep the same closer, keep the same opener, but like feel free to change all the stuff in the middle, because you also want like the consistency for the other acts and the club to kind of know, okay, this is where they're beginning, this is where they're ending, so it doesn't come as a shock if you end your set, at a totally different spot.
Well, I think the one way of like doing different sets in front of them every time you go there, I think that was always a concern with Helium for me early on, because it was like you want to do your best, but then you also want to show that you have some range. I think just like doing different things, and then also like taking some chances too with like maybe even trying a couple new bits within old. I'm trying to, I mean, God, Mark, these are such good questions and I'm such a shit answer.
It's all right. It's okay.
I mean, I actually had to tell a booker that I had enough time, because I felt like I was like, is there anything you haven't seen from me that's keeping you from giving me a shot with this? And they're like, well, I see the same stuff, and I'm like, well, I've said I have more. I'd like to at least, how can I show this? Or asking for a longer set if they'd be willing to, say, hey, I think I'm ready. How about a quick review? Let me know what you think I need to work on. I'd like your feedback. I mean, that's direct, but then also there's so many comics now. It's like, what are we waiting for? He's not gonna, he or she, most of the time, he is not gonna come to you,
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great.
I mean, it's a good question. Well, I guess you just have to, like, you can't just do the same, like, if you're there, 3 shows of the weekend, switch up. But I mean, you probably just have to tell them you can, right?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like there's some bookers out there that have seen me do 40 minutes of material spaced out, but haven't reached out to me to do 40 minutes of material. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's probably one of them putting yourself out there things I hear people do these days. That...
Fair enough.
That's interesting, because I in the traditional like relationships that comedians have with bookers, I don't know that I've experienced that too much. I have circumvented them a lot by going straight to the headliner and saying, hey, get me on your show, because this booker is being a fucking, he's being an asshole. I don't know what his problem is. But help. So I've circumvented them a lot, but one thing about these people is that you have to understand, like, they have no talent. And when you are constantly working with people who have talent and you have no talent, and you're trying to tell them who's good, it's like, it creates an environment for toxicity that I have very little patience for.
Yeah.
So I don't deal too much with bookers. And even a few weeks ago, I deleted a booker off Facebook who I have hated for years, but I just always felt like I wasn't in a position of power to not deal with him anymore.
Yeah.
And so I deleted him. I finally felt like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I don't need his bookings. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I'm the talent. Hype yourself up before you hit delete, right? I hit delete. And so then I hit delete, and then maybe like 24 hours later, he sent me another friend request.
Oh my gosh! I wonder how he even knew. That's almost like he was like as a stalk. Like, how do you even know that kind of thing?
When I looked at that day, I decided that I have the power.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, no, I understand.
I said, what's power to you? Because this guy not only checked, he's been checking, but then he knows that I have deleted him. And he's going to try again. And I'm not going to accept it because I don't need you. Because it's me, baby.
That's awesome.
You need me.
That's awesome.
And like, I listen to a lot of music. I ran myself up a lot with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And you know, Jay-Z says, he famously says, I didn't perform at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You need me. I don't need you.
Yeah.
And that power is real.
Yeah.
When you are good and you know it and it's undeniable and you get everybody on board, this one guy doesn't make it. I don't care about his club.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Awesome.
I hope he gets fired, but I don't care.